Hey guys, I was just driving down the road and I wanted to talk about uh, our visual system and how light and shadows play a role here because, and I think everyone can benefit from listening to this, especially like pedestrians who are walking, because I know the city municipalities and the local law enforcements have talked about walking on the side of the road that you're facing the cars that are coming towards you so you can see them, which is great advice. And maybe that's changed. Maybe you guys have different advice now. But just for me being in what I do with lighting design, I just want to talk about it real quick because I don't know if you guys ever noticed it. Whenever someone's walking in the shade and you're driving, you don't ever see them until you're right up on them. And when you're a pedestrian and you're walking in it, it seems like they should see you just fine because you're walking right along and your brain has literally adjusted to the amount of light in the shadow. So you can't even tell that they won't be able to see you. But really, what you might mistake for distracted driving or someone being an a-hole, I don't know if they have those qualities anyways and they're demonstrating those. However, I just want to point out that our brain is doing information processing 100% of the time, and it's doing it really fast. And a large role of information that's being processed is through our visual system. And so, if you look at this road here specifically, this is east and west road. We're facing west. The sun you see is right up there, and I would say 90% of the road here is covered with daylight exposed, and only probably 10% has those shaded parts. So what's really happening is your brain is adjusting for the bright, because this is literally 60,000 to 100,000 lux over here in the sunlight. On the shadow part, it is probably 5 to 10,000 lux. Now that in an interior setting is more than enough light to see what you're doing. It's bright enough because it's relative. Your brain is adjusting to the space. So right now it is constricting the amount of light that's being let in because it's so bright out here that anyone standing over there in the shadow spot, that even it doesn't even matter if you're wearing a white shirt, you're pretty much camouflaged. No one's going to be able to see you until they are right up on you. So I just wanted to point that out because I think I've seen it a lot of times, and I've even done it too while I'm walking. And it's not so much even when you're facing this way and the sun is behind you, but it's when it's directly, because your eyes are trying to process all the information and it's actually constricting. So when you're driving, you're going really fast and it's trying to process all that information. So it's actually those dark, even those 5,000 lux, 10,000 lux, it's seeing it as a black, like almost like black text on a white page, and anything that's in there is going to be about the same. So just if you guys, I would suggest if you're walking, so here's the solution, is what I'm saying is whether whatever direction you're walking versus just trying to go onto oncoming traffic so you can see the cars, choose the daylight, because of our visual system, no one's going to be able to see you. And this does not apply to a road that is going like north and south, and say the sun is setting over there and the shade is covering most of the road. This is just kind of specific to like east-west roads, and there's a little bit of shadow on the side there because our visual system is picking up all that daylight, and it's basically filling in the gap in that dark, like there's nothing there. So it doesn't matter if there's someone there or not. So and that's different than not to be confused with dusk or dawn, because our visual system is really bad in those times too, and that is a completely different situation. But I just want to point this out because I think it's very important. I don't know how many times I've been driving and I've been very aware, paying attention. I don't see someone until I'm right up on them. It's because of you think about 40 to 50% of our brain space is being taken up by our visual system. Our eyes in birth and development are a part of our brain that gets pushed out to so we can see and perceive our world. We can see if it's safe. We're constantly doing visual processing, and so the brain is literally processing so much information so fast that it can't cipher that dark spot out quick enough. So it's not made to do that yet.